Okay, so you know when someone casually drops a tip that makes you rethink your whole home setup? That is the energy we're talking about here. Cozy's entire job is to make living easy, and honestly, it shows. Because people want their space to feel personal and stylish and cute and cozy, but they also want it to be easy to maintain. They're not out here hunting for the cheapest thing or the fanciest designer piece. They just want furniture that actually feels like it fits their life and looks good doing it. And Cozy Furniture really does make every room feel uniquely you.
It's all customized by you, which is kind of the best part. You get modular pieces that you can shift around whenever you want to switch up the layout, hidden storage that quietly swallows clutter, washable fabrics that forgive the occasional spill or whoops. It's not just pretty, it's practical in all the right ways. Because life isn't one size fits all, right? And your home shouldn't be that either. Sofas, shelves, rugs, tables, dining sets, everything is modular and designed to fit your space, your taste, and your life. Cozy really believes that choice shouldn't be some exclusive luxury. It should be part of the shopping experience. And here's where it gets even better. Cozy is practical by design and personalized by you. Your home changes as you do, and Cozy fully leans into that. They let you personalize your setup, simplify your space, build a home that feels just like yours. Plus, they make shopping ridiculously easy. Their free design consultants help you get the most out of your space, and everything is easy. Ordering, shipping, building, maintaining. No drama. Personalize your living space today with Cozy. Visit COZEY.com, the home of possibilities made easy.
You will dream it.
Yo, they want to know.
Hey,
Real.
hey,
Real. Come on.
hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And we're just beginning with Ashley Tisdale, so here's some calls.
Hi, BLT. There's some kind of, sorry, I took an edible. There's some kind of beef going on with Hilary Duff's husband, Matthew Coma, and Ashley Tisdale. I guess Ashley Tisdale was, or had a profile written about her, or did an interview with The Cut about leaving her toxic mom group, which is like the most one of the most repellent combination of words to me, for me. But I guess she was dressed sort of like a chicer, more LA version of Steve Jobs, and then I saw that Mr. Hilary Duff posted a photo of him dressed very similarly with some sort of snarky caption and had maybe mocked up like a The Cut digital cover sort of photo. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And not just because I'm stoned. I'm also stupid. So if you could try and help clarify what's going on, that'd be great, because there's absolutely no way that I can read that article. Love you guys. Crunch, crunch. Men don't belong on mom group fake cut covers. Oh, God. Good night.
Hey, Lindsay, Bobby, Timmy. Can you explain the Ashley Tisdale, Ashley French mom group drama? I see that it's happening, and I don't have the energy to Google it myself, and would much rather hear it from you. Thanks so much. Crunch, crunch. Via Tianjin. Bye.
Hi, I'd love if you could tell me about and summarize the Ashley Tisdale, Hilary Duff drama. I don't want to read about it, so I'd rather have you tell me. Thanks, bye, love you.
Let's be so honest. You're listening to Who's There, a weekly call-in show where we take your questions, comments, and concerns at 619 Who Them. Okay, back to let's be so honest. We were going to talk about this on the Tuesday episode. Cut it, because we were like, we've done enough Ashley French. Also, this is just going to get more complicated. We can't talk about it the day it happened.
No, I didn't think it was going to get more complicated. I thought it was going to blow over. I didn't think it was going to be anything. My, spidey senses did not pop off with this one.
Half of mine did.
Really? You said, there's more to come.
I wasn't predicting this is going to be crazy, but I was sort of like, It had just been published when we started recording, and I was like, I don't know that I can do this. There will be part 2. I don't know.
Okay, no, fine, own it.
But I also ultimately wasn't interested in it. Like, I don't want to act like I was like biting at the bit to talk about Ashley Tisdale. Sorry, Ashley French's mom group.
Again.
No.
For the second time in like a month.
Exactly. When she changed her name professionally, very loudly, proudly, even though she's been
Loudly?
Ashley French for many years.
We're the only ones who discussed.
Well, she released all those videos. She started a new blog where she blogged about this like 2 months ago already, but no one read it. So she published an essay in The Cut.
Essays are back.
She wrote about this late last year in a blog post called "You're Allowed to Leave Your Mom Group." It wasn't nearly as detailed, but it was sort of like she was forming the sentiment. You could see like the gears turning.
Oh, so do you think that's how this Cut editor asked how this got pitched / how this got pitched to her or pitched to the editor, that it was something that they already found online and said, would you like to write this like more in depth for us?
I can't decide which option is more likely, like that she wrote this as sort of a test run, or that someone literally at the Cut saw it and was like, Mama, do you want to expand it?
I think someone at the Cut saw this. I think that makes sense.
Because it is only like 5 paragraphs, and it
Right.
is, there's no juice. There's no juice.
There's
It's
no
just
juice.
like, sometimes you can leave the groups that you liked at one point.
I bet, here's my guess, and we can get confirmation. It's not like we don't have contacts at the Cut. Like DM me, or text me or whatever. But I'm just saying,
Knock
like,
on my door.
like, you know who I am and where I live. But I'm just saying what my guess is. In the hubbub of her changing her name and getting attention, and we covered it and all that, right? Somebody from over at New York Magazine stumbled upon this website, this new website, blog, whatever she's doing, the beauty of living
AshleyFrench.com.
casually, styled casual. I'm sorry, but that reads like a hat and that's been mistranslated.
What is it? The beauty
The
of living
beauty of
casually?
the beauty of living lightly, styled casual. It's a baseball cap I got for my friend.
You're right. It reads like a double translation.
Exactly. Okay, so somebody came across this, saw, oh, she's writing essays, took note of that topic and said that could be interesting for us to zhuzh up in our way, or like get more information on her and have her write. And them saying, well, she clearly wants to be writing. She clearly wants to like create this vibe and be a writer and be a blogger or a journaler or whatever she's calling it. Okay, that doesn't matter. That's actually not important. That's just like media. That's kind of boring media speculation.
Here's a quick game for you. Since her post on byashleyfrench.com called You're Allowed to Leave Your Mom Group was repurposed for The Cut, which of these other blogs do you think, on a scale of 1 to 10, would fit on The Cut? Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Just a few of my favorite wines.
2.
Okay. My honest thoughts on Ozempic.
Oh, honey, that's a 10. Get her in there.
13, baby.
Get her in there.
Yes, I sit in my car doing nothing, M dash, and you should too.
No, 2.
2.
1.
How I go from spiraling to calm in 30 seconds.
No, 1.
The parenting lesson that changed how I show love.
0.
Now you get the vibe of her blog.
I'm so glad that you brought this up because, again, in the process of this story, we literally taped an entire segment on it for the Patreon. And since yesterday, which, by the way, felt wrong and was wrong because it was just not in the right place. And since yesterday, Bobby was like, no, we can't even use that segment. We have to tape it again because so much more has happened. I didn't know about this post being on her blog.
It's like incremental changes. Like, they're not huge earth-shattering changes, but they still sort of recontextualize things a bit.
Also, I'm noticing the URL for this blog is byashleyfrench.com. I mean, she's really going hard on the name change. She's really doing a full, like, image rebrand, right? Like, I was not used to seeing her kind of in this Meghan Markle taupe look. This khaki taupe, riding boots. What is this aesthetic, Like clean girl, horse girl, French girl vibes. Montecito Gwyneth Paltrow, like, is that, like, that's what she's giving.
It's straight millennial mom who idolizes Gwyneth Paltrow.
Big basket. Yeah. One of the posts is where to eat and shop in Montecito. Yeah, I was right.
The influencer moms are always like, I'm going to make a huge batch of cinnamon rolls specifically. And it's like, are you?
An hour later, I'm like, where are they?
I know I saw you bake them, but where did they go, Ashley French?
So what happened?
Okay. It took us so long to get into this. That's technically like the breaking news, I guess.
That's the preamble. Although the calls kind of sometimes like give away what's going on. For the sake of confusion, can we just call her Ashley Tisdale? I'm sorry.
Yeah, please.
Like, I respect that you changed your name, but it's a married name, so I'm allowed to be like, I want to call you by your unmarried name for now.
I'm sorry. I'm just like reading Timmy's comment again, and I like can't really see straight.
What? Which comment?
Before we start this segment, I have to say that Ashley Tisdale's music career is extremely underrated and underappreciated.
No, I don't want you to finish this. I don't even want you to finish this.
He said, she said, is a masterpiece.
I don't.
These are the nachos Tate McRae is actually reheating. Anyway, she's allowed to be a little annoying via written word for her contributions to music. So that's Timmy's thought.
So Timmy has declared that he is forgiving Ashley Tisdale for whatever she may do in the future because she may release the song He Said, She Said, which is not a good song, by the way.
I just love the beginning of it so much.
Boy walking the spot, he's so fresh, yeah. He got what he needs, impressing. Just look at the way that he dressing. Ain't no question, chicks like, oh.
Timmy Wayden. Thank you to Timmy.
We didn't need a mother, he said, she said.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
On January 1st, a story titled Breaking Up with My Toxic Mom Group, I Thought I Found My Village, Instead I Was Back in High School, was published by The Cut, and it was written by Ashley French. Her byline on The Cut is Ashley French, an actor, producer, and entrepreneur. For our purposes, this is Ashley Tisdale. Okay? The photo is a photo of her sitting on a couch. This will come into play later. Sitting on a couch, foot on her knee, hand on her temple, looking sort of like, yeah, I said it into the camera. Okay?
Okay.
We didn't need a mother, he said, she said.
The thing about the piece that sort of bugged me from the jump was the length. Because if I see a celebrity wrote an essay on The Cut, I'm like, give me 10,000 words. Like, I hope this is long as shit. I want this to go into whatever you're talking about. But it kind of like says something a little juicy and then ends. And what it says that's juicy is that Ashley Tisdale was at one point in her parenthood journey part of a mom group that started off wonderfully and slowly transformed into something that Ashley found toxic. So she left it.
Here's what's funny about this. If this essay was just written by a not famous person.
Or just a staff writer at The Cut.
A mom, a staff writer, whatever. They would have had to have written a 10 times juicier essay to be as interesting as this one is because it's not that interesting. But because she is a celebrity, the speculation that inevitably came with it is what the story became. It has nothing to do with the actual story itself. If this was just like written by like Lindsay Weber, like what, it's like no one would have cared, right? Like 4 people would have speculated who was in the group, but like that's not what it would have become if it had just like, that just shows the power of celebrity, right? Because it's like, this is not a notable story, right? The idea of a mom group becoming toxic is interesting, but it would have had to be a much longer, a much more in-depth, a much more sourced, a much more interesting essay, right?
It would have been about like a bunch of little mom groups across New York City.
Right, I need
like
examples, I need
all
quotes.
the specific dramas. This is like Ashley has this very clear aspiration to be a blogger now. But the issue is, if you want to blog about lifestyle, that's fine. But the moment you blog anything remotely like gossipy, it no longer becomes about the mommy blog or the parenting blog or like the baby blog. People want to know who you are not identifying. The celebrity overpowers everything. And that's what happened in this instance.
But what's funny is, at face value, this essay makes her look kind of bad in that there's not enough information here for her to feel like the victim. Sorry. It feels like she is kind of misreading a situation in which she's kind of a loser for like calling out the moms in the group. Like, it's giving losers, what I'm saying, unfortunately.
I'm part of this mom group with a bunch of really cool women, but all of them hate my ass.
Yeah.
So I left.
And I'm not going to say why they could possibly hate me or kind of allude to even kind of what disagreements we may have. But at one point, this mom group was fun. And then at one point, they started leaving me out of things and I got sad. And it's like, okay, interesting. Victim mentality. We're supposed to be on your side. And yet, I'm reading this going, this is a loser essay that you shouldn't have published, and you're giving loser, right? And unfortunately, that's just, that's the outcome of a weak essay.
Can I read you my favorite
Yes.
line from the essay?
Yes.
I was certain I found my village, but over time, I began to wonder whether that was really true. I remember being left out of a couple of group hangs, and I knew about them because Instagram made sure it fed me every single photo and Instagram story. Another time, at one of the mom's dinner parties, I realized where I sat with her, which was at the end of the table, far from the rest of the women. And I'm like, Ashley Tisdale, that's how a table works. Sometimes you sit at the end.
Right. It's like, unless the table is round, someone's going to be at the end of the table.
Yes, this is why Nora Ephron said, get a round table.
It's giving, you said something weird in the chat and everyone kind of was like, and then slow, and then you developed paranoia.
It's the sort of thing that you could read into if you're not comfortable around people at a fundamental level. You literally had a seat at the table.
Yeah.
That's what the desire is from people, right? To have a seat at the table, the metaphorical table,
you had a
the
seat at
actual
the table.
You had a seat at the table. The phrase isn't, I want a good seat at the table. I'm going to sit next to the host at the table.
Here's the thing though. Before we're like jumping what the first thing that people did was, which took them 4 seconds was, right? Like,
yes.
We are actually reading the essay. I don't even know if anyone read the essay. People just saw this essay and were like, hold on, wait a minute. Went to literally Hilary Duff's Instagram feed, found a post from 179 weeks ago. But true Hilary Duff scholars, like, that's like yesterday. You know, they've got this thing memorized. It's like,
it's
literally like, it's, you know, it's like how people know what's in the Bible somehow. They just have read all of it and know where stuff is.
How are you not putting this together? You just called something related to Hilary Duff so yesterday. Are you thinking?
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
But then when I quoted it, you still sort of glazed back.
Well, you know how I feel about Hilary Duff's music. Like, as a whole. I hate it.
You know how I feel about it, too.
How do you feel about it?
Steamroller.
I hate it.
Like, she's the Dixie Chicks and I'm like Republicans who love George W. Bush. Like, that's how I feel about Hilary Duff.
You're taking all the physical copies and you're running them over with a steamroller?
Yes.
Oh,
Hilary Duff's going to have to record Not Ready to Make Nice when I'm done with her. You know, like, that's where we are in this situation.
God, that would be so iconic if she did that. Okay.
I love that song.
So they found this Instagram post from 179 weeks ago. And it says, just a couple of moms on a good night's sleep. Love you, girls. Thanks for the unwind/recharge. We missed you, Mandy Moore. Okay, so who's in this group picture? Some people I don't know. Let's see who I do know. Meghan Trainor.
Mm-hmm.
Hilary Duff. We know Mandy Moore is missing, so she's in this group. And then, like, other women, right? And I think other women who aren't... one of them is, the wife of a guy from the podcast. You said it. What is it?
I don't think she's in this actual photo.
Okay.
But one of the women allegedly in the mom group is Emily Favreau, one of the Pod Save America boys' wives.
Same weekend on Meghan Trainor's feed. Same women. Caption. I have mom friends and I love them. Okay. So either Ashley Tisdale was in multiple mom groups, which is possible, but also a little bit unlikely. It's a lot of work, right? Or this is clearly the mom group that she is not being left out of. She's in the photos. They had a sleepover. I don't fucking know what they did, right? They're all wearing sweats that say mother on them too.
Mother on the leg, yeah.
You know, and we've spoken to friends. I don't want anyone to think that we're discounting the value of a mom's group. We have friends who are moms who really love their moms groups. I've been told many times that when your baby is really, really little, finding someone, even if you don't know them, who has a kid the exact same age, like the same week that your kid was born, is really helpful. But as kids grow older, things change, blah, 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 as all friends group do. You can speak to this as if it's just a normal friends group, a group of friends too. The group chat hang that kind of becomes different as time, you know, like one time we all had a lot of fun together, but then stuff has changed or whatever.
Yeah. But then the differentiating factor for mom groups or whatever other type of parent group, maybe less social ones than this, because this one looked like it was like very formalized and we're going to meet at each other's houses and we're going to have sleepovers and we're going to drink wine. But like a lot of mom groups that I've heard about, it's like, even if they piss you off 90% of the time for their various toxicities, every once in a while, they're really, really helpful. And they really are very enlightening when it comes to some parenting issues. So you deal with it.
Yeah. Can I borrow whatever? Does anyone have any advice for whatever? Yeah, totally.
Yes.
But like your kid, you can't control who your kids are friends with. And you also can't control people's, I don't know, politics as things happen in the world that you don't want to deal with or hear about. Because what you had in common was how old your kids were. So, okay, this piece comes out, people immediately identify Hilary Duff and Meghan Trainor as being part of this mom's group. Pretty sure this has been like confirmed. I mean, no one's really spoken out and said like, it's not this group. It's like, no, it is.
Yes, that's what's happened.
No.
Ashley Tisdale's publicist, after every subreddit, every Twitter account, every message board was like, well, I have eyes and a keyboard and a mouse, so I can flip to the Hilary Duff and Meghan Trainor posts where I can see all these mom group girlies all together. So it's clearly this mom group that Ashley Tisdale is complaining about. And the things that she complains about, like, to go into them a little further, it's like they stopped inviting her to stuff. When they did invite her to stuff, they were cold to her. Basically, it's like it felt like high school, right?
Okay.
Like I felt like I was being gossiped about and like unincluded, whatever. So everyone's like, well, it's very easy to find out that this mom group is the one with Hilary Duff and Meghan Trainor and those Pod Save America wives and blah, 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 blah. Must be them. Look, they have photos together. TMZ reaches out to Ashley Tisdale and publishes this 4 days after the piece goes up. Ashley Tisdale's spicy, toxic mom group expose sent the internet into full spiral mode. But TMZ has learned the wild theory that it involves certain celebs or had anything to do with politics is totally off base, especially since Ashley isn't even a Republican.
Adding that in there is so weird, I have to say.
I have to finish the statement, then I'll get to it. This
Okay,
is why
thank
it's
you.
so annoying. A rep for Ashley tells TMZ it's unfortunate that her cut essay meant to spotlight her experience with the toxic mom group is getting twisted into clickbait, adding there's zero truth to what online detectives think they've cracked, especially since the piece wasn't even about Mandy Moore, Hilary Duff, or Meghan Trainor like they're assuming. Then we go to the next paragraph. This is important. We haven't mentioned this yet.
She's saying the words, the names?
She's saying the words. If that wasn't enough, folks jumped to the conclusion that Ashley's fallout was tied to her being some hardcore MAGA type, but her rep shuts that down hard, stressing to TMZ it's completely false, especially since she's a registered Democrat. So this is all in reference to a specific thing that a lot of like online detectives pointed to, which was that maybe the reason the mom group became toxic towards Ashley Tisdale was because she posted like a sympathetic, respectful, arguably loving tribute to Charlie Kirk after he was assassinated. And it was its own issue a few months ago. So people are like, maybe that's the reason. Maybe she has more conservative politics than the other women in this mom's group.
Right. You can be a not that progressive Democrat and people can disagree with you. Like, I'm just thinking specifically about vaccinations with like in regards to children. I'm just thinking about you can be a Democrat and I can disagree with you on various things. And I don't think that's necessarily like they kicked her out because they disagreed with her on one thing, right? Sure, whatever. Right. Like, did kids get older and then it's like, I really don't want to hang with this girl anymore because the vibes are off? Yeah, that seems more likely. I don't care what her politics are.
I just really don't know what Ashley expected from this, because when you are a celebrity, which she is, and you publish a piece where you don't name names, people are going to wonder what the names are because you are a famous person. And no one would have had those questions if, like you said, it were a civilian. They wouldn't have assumed it was a famous person.
Right. And writing this essay twice now, knowing that it's about a group in which there are other celebrities, even more famous than you, is also kind of poking the bear, I think. It's like, this is now the second time. Maybe because she wrote it the first time and it didn't get a response. Maybe she thought I'm free.
Well, the first one isn't juicy at all. So there's nothing to even unpack in that first version of the essay.
Right. They're like, can we write the cuts? Like, can we rerun this essay but make it juicier and more interesting because you are a celebrity?
Editor.
I mean, it's just there's almost evil genius going on there. But like, that's not their problem. That's their job, like, to do that.
The editor being like, you don't have to name names. Like, if you don't want to say anything, that'll just like, we can avoid all controversy by just making it anonymous. But everyone's instantly like, she's talking about Hilary Duff.
Yeah, no,
she's talking about Hilary Duff.
I know, honestly, gotta say, like, send that to one person at Vulture and they'd be like, she's talking about Hilary Duff.
So this is where things get complicated, more complicated.
Mm.
After TMZ publishes the refutation from Ashley's publicist, that's
Refutation.
this has nothing to do with Mandy Moore or Hilary Duff or Meghan Trainor. Hilary Duff's husband, as they say, took to Instagram and basically said, it has everything to do with us, in his way.
Hilary Duff's boyfriend is kind of famously like extra in a way that is honestly so entertaining, but I really am wondering, did he run this by her? Because it feels like no.
It took me a really long time to realize that, like, when Matthew Coma, who is Hilary Duff's husband and Carly Rae Jepsen's ex, when Matthew Coma took to Instagram to make fun of this piece, because he is very explicitly making fun of this piece, he didn't just like match the pose of Ashley Tisdale sitting on the couch with her hand on her temple and her foot on her knee. It's fully just photoshopped. He put his head on her body.
Put his head on her body.
Like, I didn't realize that until like the fifth time that I looked at it.
They have the same tattoo if he didn't do that.
Well, it looks really good. And I'm sort of like, well, that's a chic outfit. You know, like he looks great.
We were like, good Photoshop. So he photoshopped his head on her body, kept in the cuts logo at the top right. He changed the headline, though, to a mom group tell all through a father's eyes. When you're the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers.
Which is him saying so much in just 2 sentences. And those things are, you were iced out of this group because the other women found you really, really, really annoying. Politics
aside, you're annoying.
Yeah.
That's worse. And that's what's making me even crazier, because it's like, if it was as simple as like, we don't agree with this woman, or like there's something offensive or blah, blah, that's so much more like cut and dry. This is so much more loser vibes, where it's just like, oh no, we didn't disagree with you on anything. You're just so annoying.
You would not stop talking about High School Musical too. So Christy Carlson Romano chimed in the most irritating way possible. I'm not going to mention it.
I don't care.
Everyone is trying to like make a meal out of this in a way that is a little annoying.
Chelsea Handler chimed in this more, whatever. People are chiming in. We're chiming in. I'm chiming in.
I did start wondering, like, okay, when is the last evidence that they were ever friends? Because now we're getting into the worst part of this type of celebrity feud, which is who's following who's liking what, when did the unfollowings happen, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I could find evidence from a Hilary Duff Brazil fan account on Twitter that in November, when Hilary Duff released that terrible, 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 terrible song, Ashley Tisdale did share it and wrote, "I'm loving at Hilary Duff new song." I remember laughing at this caption myself. "I'm loving at Hilary Duff new song."
Yeah.
No possessive. So like, they were at least doing a little pretending. They were doing a little posturing back a couple of months ago.
Sure, and there's lots of reporting on likes and unlikes. Didn't Hilary Duff like something?
Haley Duff liked something, which allegedly proved that Haley Duff sided with Ashley Tisdale over drama with Hilary Duff. And you know Haley Duff hates Hilary.
You know Hilary Duff and Haley Duff are not on the ins. They're on the outs. Those two. And I do not like that. I want them to be friends again. It makes me actively sad. I don't care about Tisdale and Duff, but the Duff sisters need to patch it up.
But as I told you, Haley Duff liking the post that Ashley Tisdale made about toxic mothers doesn't really prove anything to me, as much as I'm pretty sure Haley and Hilary hate each other. Like, I think that liking a post cannot be used as evidence of anything, because how many times have you seen like the craziest Instagram post you've ever seen in your entire life and
you liked it
just because?
Well, the thing is, the problem with liking posts, this is one of my biggest kind of like, what do you do when you stand on the box?
Soapbox.
It's one of my biggest soapbox issues about media.
What do you do when you stand on the box?
Just think of me standing on the box. The soapbox. It's a box. It's a huge box. I'm standing on it. I'm tall. I'm up above. I'm speaking out. The idea of when you react to something online, right? You can only react one way on Instagram, and that is a heart, okay? There's no other reactions, right? You can make a comment. You can make a comment. You can do whatever. But the only public response you can give is a like. Therefore, the idea of liking something has become we are associating that reaction, which you can have a strong reaction in so many different emotions to content or to anyone, to anything, right? Like I can hate it can make me cry, it can make me laugh, it can make me disgusted, blah blah. But the only thing I can do is tap it and like it. Therefore, everything I feel, if I'm acknowledging something, is through the lens of what we are calling a like, even though that does not necessarily mean that's the intention of my interaction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
You're saying I could see the stupidest post on the whole world and give that thing a double tap. And it's like, does that mean you actually are like, I love this. I approve of this. I'm voting for this for president. I'm standing behind this. I would give my life for this. No, it just means you acknowledged its existence. I want to remember it for later. I hated this.
It's very Twitter nerd 2010 behavior of like, likes are not endorsements.
Yes!
RTs are not endorsements. But it's like, they had a point but in saying that, you know?
No,
like,
they did.
There was a reason they were saying that.
They did, because it just is not real life that every single reaction you give is liking it.
Some like psycho journalist once like added me, and this is like 2011, 2012 era. And it was like a journalist I followed, and they were like, they threaded something. I think this is before threads even existed, but they had a lot of tweets like ranting about something. For some reason, I probably just wanted to like reference it again or quote it to someone. And this is before bookmarks. And so I liked all of the tweets just individually so I could like find them later or something. And the person added me and was like, why are you liking all of my tweets? What is this all about? Who are you and why are you liking my tweets? And I was like, I'm doing this to remember something. That's a stupid story. I'm like, got it.
No. I understand what you're saying. You're like, the only way for me to save these to look at later for something else is to like them, because when I like them, it gathers them into a common place that I can refer to, right? Like this was before there were like bookmarking features. Like I'm just saying, like this is not, and Instagram does have bookmarking features. So a lot of times I'm saving stuff in different tags or like whatever.
Yeah. There are a million ways to use the very limited features that social media provides you.
You're right, because in that era for Twitter, the only way you could like actually reference something was to give it a heart and then come back later. That did not mean that you were like actively approving of everything you were liking. Different functionalities for different people. Sometimes people's likes send the tweet or the article into like a late read for later program or something. Like there's just lots of things.
There was an annoying tangent. It's just like we cannot extrapolate too much from interactions that take place on a platform that has very limited functionality that is used in like myriad ways.
Wait, but that being said, Hilary Duff liking it
means that she fucking hates her sister for sure. Like absolutely. Absolutely.
No, but means that she's against her sister and her sister
loves
Ashley Tisdale. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is 100%.
Sure. Having said that,
all of that, I think that means everything.
Did you see I put this in right before we started the show?
It's still going. 30 minutes in, will we ever be free of this story?
Matthew Coma, I guess, like went to like Mandy Moore's concert and watched her perform Candy or something like that.
Matthew Coma took video of Mandy Moore performing on stage. He wrote "Candy Babies" at Mandy Moore. Mandy Moore reposted it and then wrote on top of that. So it's a little bit confusing because it looks like he wrote this. She wrote, "This feels incredible, fitting as Matthew Coma happens to be one of the most talented and generous humans I'm lucky to know. He literally gave my family a place to stay 1 year ago when we were evacuated. Love you, MB." I forgot about that.
Yes.
Hilary Duff and Matthew Coma took in or like gave Mandy Moore and her husband and kids a place to stay after. I mean, and honestly, like if that's not what mother groups are for, what the fuck are they for, right? Like that type of behavior.
But I just find this funny because she posted this because Matthew Coma watched her perform, and this was going to happen no matter what. Like this performance was definitely going to happen regardless of Ashley French's The Cut essay, whatever. But I think Mandy Moore sort of going hard on being like, Matthew Coma, one of the most talented and generous humans I've ever met in my life, like is very much, I think, a response to people piling on.
You know, the essay is like so vague that it also could just be like, I was added to this moms group, and some of the moms became better friends with each other than they did with me, and that hurt me. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you hang out with a group of people and individual relationships pop off in different ways. And some people are closer friends to each other than maybe they are to you. But it also adds a little bit of burn the varying degrees of fame that different people in this group have. And I think that's also kind of part of this, right? Is like within this group, there's lots of different people who have different levels of fame and histories with each other and amounts of money, different amounts of money, different amounts of wealth. And that's like why this is complicated and fascinating to plebes like us.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's where we're at. I don't know if anything else will happen. I think this might have to die.
I think it has to die.
Or at least we gave it 30 minutes. That's more than I'm willing to.
I'll leave you with Hilary Duff's
new song where she's like getting blown in the bathroom or whatever.
We have to hear
it's her like it's like Carly Rae Jepsen porn.
I only want the beginning, I don't want the end. Want the part where you say goddamn. Look at the dive bar, giving you head and sneak home late. Wake up your roommates. Want the highlights, 10 out of 10. The butterflies from holding your hand. Before we swept us under the bed and we became practically roommates. Touching myself at the front door. You don't even look my way no more.
Go give this guy head and hope I don't wake up as roommates.
Listen, I mean, it is giving like if you're Hilary Duff, who has a beautiful house, children, and a husband, and her and her husband are in the back room writing about this, having roommates. You're right. It's true. Let's just say that the Carly Rae Jepsen accusations will never go away if you keep releasing music like this.
Will never go away. Okay, another call.
I want to be famous.
It's really cold in our home of New York. It's cold in a lot of places. And I like having cozy layers that I can wear in my house and sort of like bundle up on the couch and play Fortnite in, you know? That's why I'm really excited about my 100% yak wool pullover hoodie, which I have been wearing to do one of my most favorite things in the world, which is play Fortnite as Lady Gaga.
So it's funny. I also brought an item to do one of my favorite things in the world, which is go surfing in the ocean. A new bathing suit. They have such cute bathing suits. Do you know that? You didn't even know that.
It's so you to buy bathing suits in December.
Well, yeah. You know, sometimes when you see a good bathing suit, you got to jump on
That's
it.
true.
You know you're going to wear it. What's the... Yeah.
That's true.
The Italian crossback one-piece swimsuit.
And I like my little pullover because, yes, it's comfy cozy in the house, but I could run outside and people would say, you look so chic. In fact, they have. They go, is that Quince?
They would. That's amazing. Every detail from the stitching to the cut really shows the care that goes into each item. And the best part, Quince makes everything with premium materials and ethical factories, but at prices way below other luxury brands. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/who for free shipping on your order and a 365-day return. I've returned too. It's actually very easy. Now available in Canada. That's quince.com, QUINCE.com/who to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/who. Okay, real talk. Healthy habits have never been my strong suit. But this year, I found one I actually look forward to. And that's Groons. Feels like doing the least, works like doing the most. It's a simple daily habit that gives real results without flipping your whole routine upside down.
The reason I like Groons is because not only do they give you all the nutrients that you want from a gummy, they also have fiber in them. I feel like I'm getting all of my little suppies, all of my vitamins, all of the things that I need in one delicious little package. The Groons gummy.
And what a nice relief from having to take those huge pills. Whenever I'm like opening a new pill thing and I'm like, oh, I realize the pill is huge. I'm like, this is so depressing. You know what I mean? I want a fun little gummy.
I want it to feel like a treat. And that's what Groons feels like to me.
They're vegan, nut-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, free from artificial colors and flavors with 20-plus vitamins and minerals, 60 ingredients including nutrient-dense and whole food ingredients, and 6 grams of prebiotic fiber. That's more than 2 cups of broccoli. Groons make staying healthy effortless. Plus, it's HSA, FSA eligible for reimbursement. So check your things before they run out, obviously. Mm-hmm. Kick your new year off right. Save up to 52% off with code WHO at Groons.co. That's code WHO at GRUNS.co.
This is a great season for Helix ads because there's no time I love my mattress more than when it's really, really cold and I can get all bundled up in my wonderful Helix mattress.
Duh. Like, where am I going? You know, I just got that
What?
is making my Helix mattress / bed experience so much better. A heated blanket. Let's not even get into it, but let me tell you, heated blanket, Helix mattress.
That sounds so cozy. I love my Helix mattress during the winter months because it's comfy, it's warm, it's cozy, and my mattress is basically designed for me because when I got it, I took the Helix sleep quiz, so I was matched with the perfect mattress for my personal preferences and sleep needs. You can all do that too. It makes buying a mattress very, very easy. The great thing about Helix is that it's the most awarded mattress brand. It's tested and reviewed by experts. It's been tested and reviewed by experts like Forbes and Wired. You will get free shipping and seamless delivery. They will deliver your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the US. Plus, they have the Happy with Helix guarantee, so rest easy with seamless returns and exchanges. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free, customer-first experience designed to ensure you are completely satisfied with your new mattress. And don't forget, you get a 120-night sleep trial and a lifetime limited warranty. So go to helixsleep.com/who for 27% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/who for 27% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name at checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/who.
I want to be famous.
Hi, Bobby, Lindsay, Timmy. I'm calling because Myha'la, saw people headline, my industry star, Myha'la reveals she secretly married Armando Rivera a year ago. I tried looking into him and I couldn't really find anything, but this People article talks about how he messaged her during the pandemic, and it seems like he's just a fan. Like he just slid into her DMs and she married a fan, which is kind of cool. But I was wondering if you knew anything else about him or if he literally is just a fan. Crunch, crunch. Bye.
We talked about them getting together, which was very cute. Remember, he like slid into her DMs. But like, okay, so now they're married? Fine.
We talked about how they got together? I didn't think we did because it was a year ago.
Yeah, we did. We talked about them getting together. I remember talking about him. He
slid into her DMs.
He DM'd her and was like, congratulations. And it was the pandemic. And she was like, he's hot, which is so great.
She tells this story on Seth Meyers. And she's like, yeah, it was like, because Industry premiered in late 2020. Like, people were locked down. And HBO's like, we got a new show and it's about The Office. And everyone was kind of like, oh boy. So it was either, oh boy, I don't want to think about The Office, or oh boy, I missed The Office. And she was like, I didn't have anywhere to celebrate being on this new hit HBO show. So when this random guy DMs me and is like, loved your show, she's just sort of like bored in her apartment, and they hit it off. And now they're married. They've been married for a year, but she didn't announce it, which I find very charming. Announcing your marriage 1 year after it happens.
Yeah, you love when this happens, and it's happened a few times. If I recall, and we always say that's so chic. And their story is cute,
or announcing
too.
your baby when it's born. Ooh, that's iconic.
Yeah. No, we already told this. We did already tell this story, but I know that now you watch Industry now. You're like invested in this woman.
I'm done with season 1, and I know everyone's like, oh, it gets better, it's better, it's better. But I had such a good time with season 1. It's so good, Lindsay.
I'm so glad.
5 years late. It rocks.
I'm so glad. I've heard great things. I should get involved, and then maybe I'll care about this woman.
It's like young, hot people doing a bunch of ketamine and like being on the phone like, you got to trade 30 sterling. Like, I never know what they're doing on the phone, but it's very tense.
But that's how I feel when I watch every show about like finance. I'm like, I can skip this. I don't need to know what they're doing. They'll telegraph to me what that means, whatever they did on the phone, like in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they are married. The thing that's getting my ass about this story is that, okay, Myha'la, people are fans of hers, right? She's the lead of Industry. Industry's coming back. I think every season it's like rising exponentially, seemingly. Like every season, more and more people are jumping on that bandwagon, and they're like, this show rocks. It's just a coincidence that her 1 year wedding anniversary happens to be around the time of Industry's season 4 premiere. But this happens. She starts getting more press for this and Industry season 4. But people are like, okay, she's a rising star. I think if you don't watch Industry, you would have recognized her from either Bodies, Bodies, Bodies or Leave the World Behind. But people are like, okay, well then who is this guy that the hot young TV star is married to, and not only is married to, but has been married to for a year, and his name is Armando Rivera. And I saw a really funny piece that I think is representative of like what we're doing here called "Who is Armando Rivera All About?" Myha'la Harold's husband. Although she's not Myha'la Harold, she is mononymous Myha'la.
Yeah.
I got to this line and was like, okay, we've got nothing. We're cooked. Armando Rivera is an actor who has been building his resume.
Is an actor who's building his resume. That's just like AI, like weird scraping language. That's not like real too.
But I didn't realize that he is an actual actor. Like he has like a lot of credits in IMDb. There's nothing as big as industry, obviously, but he did get a Deadline headline earlier this summer that I found because he's going to be in a Hulu pilot that seems to be sort of buzzy. It's very superhero. Next call.
Hi, I just got the most amazing push notification that Spencer Pratt from the reality TV show Hills, who also lost their home in the Palisades fire last year, has just announced that they will be running for LA City Mayor. I needed to call you guys immediately upon finding out about this news. I'd love to hear you guys talk about it. What a crazy, crazy world Los Angeles mayor races are. Crunch, crunch.
I don't really want to dwell on this, but do you think it's real? I mean, I know it's real in that he filed for campaign paperwork.
Well, what is real, right?
Here it is. Do you think he thinks he has a shot at winning? Or do you think this is pure Spencer Pratt, promo or bust? I don't care about the outcome.
No, I don't think Spencer Pratt thinks he's going to actually have to serve as mayor, but I do think Spencer Pratt knows how to get attention. And right now his campaign has a lot to do with mishandling of the aftermath of the fires that took his house. And I think that he has gone really hard against the current Democrats in charge in California, to the point where what's really interesting about this to me is that in this Hollywood Reporter piece, that's kind of the best piece about him post his new kind of era of activism since the fires happened. It has all the information that you can need to kind of create your own kind of thoughts on what's going on here, right? Is that people are kind of like, oh, he's gone MAGA. But what he's gone is anti these Democrats. He says, if Newsom and Karen Bass were Republicans, I'd be doing the same exact thing, spitting facts, pointing out that the Palisades voted for Kamala Harris by a wide margin in the most recent presidential election. So I'm actually fighting for mostly Democrats who lost their homes. The thing with Spencer Pratt is that anyone who will give him attention, be they Democrat or Republican, he will take the attention, right?
Yep.
Like, he's like, oh, I love Caruso's Montecito luxury hotel. Like, he's like, I don't have any sort of biases in terms of politics. What I care about are the people who I believe to have fucked up this handling of this forest fire.
Of the fire, yeah.
Which I do find actually interesting, because I do think if anyone is relatively apolitical in terms of what their interests are, if your interest is just being famous, then you really actually can't go by politics. You have no kind of ethical obligations or responsibilities. You are just
scary in its own way, though.
Yes, but you
go whatever direction makes you more famous. I think that's a worrying sort of impulse.
And I also think that he is right to try and find information about what happened to his house and how the fires were mishandled or whatever. It's a very scary situation. But in pure Spencer Pratt mind, the more attention he gets for being this person, the more it fuels him in this like next era of like whatever he's becoming. And I think that that's like where things get messy or whatever.
The reason I start with that question is because I wanted to know if maybe you thought differently. You don't.
No.
But it's like, do you think there's any part of him that wants to actually be the mayor?
I
don't think so. I think that this is all to sell his book, which comes out in 2 weeks.
You know, we've had a lot of different Spencer Pratts in our kind of in the timeline, right? Like, he's been a lot of different people, and that's interesting, I guess. But just, it's not worth getting stuck on one of those people, because let's just say if Spencer Pratt has any sort of loyalties, it's to fame, it's to money, it's not to any sort of
right. It's not to a political party,
or to person, place, thing, or to any sort of creative. And you know what I mean? When we met him, he was asking us if he should work with James Franco. He still is. That's what's maybe interesting about him, is that like, can't trust him, very interesting guy, but loyalties lie where they will lie, and where they've always lied. I mean, he is literally like reality TV's #1 villain, and that's what his book that's coming out is about. You know, what's it called? It's called like The Guy You Loved to Hate.
The cover looks like a Tana French novel cover or something.
Yeah. And that's what's going on with Spencer Pratt.
Hey, Lindsay, Bobby, Timmy. Long time, many times. So I've called before about Milo Manheim, and I just saw that he has officially been cast, and I'm pretty sure it is official because he reposted it as Flynn Rider in the Disney live action of Tangled. So I do think it would be appropriate to talk about him and how he is sort of a Nepo baby, but his mom's not so famous. But if you see her, obviously you know her. And also I have no idea who this other chick is. Hold on, what's her name? Tegan Croft. I feel like I've never seen her before in my entire life. But anyway, just calling about that. Love y'all. Happy New Year. Crunch, crunch. Stay safe out there. Lordy, lordy. Love y'all. Bye.
I love that this the casting of this movie has had so many different eras of the wishful thinking where it was is it going to be Sabrina Carpenter? And it's in these things that kind of were never really going to pan out with big people. But then as it turns out, and I like this better, it's actually with a lot less famous people. It's more newcomery. I mean, Milo Manheim has been around for a while. He's not a newcomer at all, but to a lot of people, he's unknown, right?
Yeah.
And this other girl, what's her name?
Tegan Croft.
Also an actress who's been, if you know, you know, if you don't, you have no idea. I'd never heard of her or seen her face, right? But if
never once had I heard her name or seen her face.
Right, but some people were oh, that's the girl from XYZ or whatever.
From Titans. Yeah. They would know her from Titans. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a fucking Greg Berlanti DC Comics show.
But I don't you prefer a newcomer in a thing like this too than somebody known? It's so much more fun when it's new people. Hasn't Heated Rivalry taught us anything? It's so much more fun to discover somebody new, especially in a retread. This is already a retread. Let's open the door a little bit to something new.
Who was the last live action person they cast? It was Rachel Zegler, and that was rough for her. And that movie was kind of a disaster. So it's interesting to me that they're still doing these after Snow White was such a fucking flop.
Well, I think the IP is that's how powerful this IP is, because it's still they still think, oh, we could get a hit. It's nothing will deter us. Let's just keep going down the line. It's actually interesting.
And
you're right.
I trust my sister's movie taste most of the time. She has told me multiple times, she was like,
Tangled is good.
Ever since she had kids, she was like, I'd never seen Tangled. I'd never had a reason to see Tangled. Have you ever seen it? And I was like, no. And my nephews really liked it when they were a little younger. And it was her favorite of the new Disney movies to watch with them. She said it's great, but I've never seen it. But I know that it has a pretty good reputation, so that's exciting.
I would love to skip over the original Tangled and just watch this new live action Tangled. That'd be fun.
I'm not interested in Tegan Croft, no offense. If you have something interesting to say about her and you are from Australia, where she is from.
Okay, but Milo Manheim is Cameron Manheim's son. That's iconic.
Milo Manheim is Cameron Manheim's son.
Cameron Manheim is freaking OG. I fucking love her ass on The Practice that I watched every week when I was in high school.
I loved her ass as Toby in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Okay, Toby, fuck off. I love Cameron Manheim. Who doesn't? Her Emmy win when she says, "This one's for the fat ladies." An iconic woman, right?
Yeah, she's
just an iconic woman.
She's great.
She has a son, and his name is Milo Manheim. He's been working for a long time.
Not the first time we've mentioned his ass. Oh my God, she had a off-Broadway show called "Wake Up, I'm Fat." She's amazing. Yes, 100% perfect.
Milo Manheim is most well known and got famous thanks to a movies on Disney about zombies. They're called like the Zombies franchise. Okay. Apparently they were huge hits. This is way
the zombies
out of my
but the zombie movies
purview.
are insane.
And he became like kind of a heartthrob for the Disney set. And he talks about this in some interviews. He's like, I get it because I remember one of my first crushes was Selena Gomez when she was in the Disney Channel. So like, I understand how this cycle works, whatever.
Do you know that Cameron Manheim raised Myha'la Manheim by herself? She got a sperm donation from a model named Jeffrey.
This is the only reason I wanted to talk about this.
Wait, really? Because he's so hot that
I did not know really much about Myha'la Manheim, and the moment I did a little digging, I was like, okay, well, who's his dad? And it's like, okay, very quickly, you know, Wikipedia,
Sexy.
Google, they're like, oh, Myha'la Manheim's dad is Jeffrey Brezovar, and then you Google Jeffrey Brezovar, and you're scrolling through Google Images, and you're like, so his dad is this gay guy? That's interesting.
Yes.
Who seems to be a model.
No, but literally, if you go to his Instagram, it's all about his son. He loves his son.
He's obsessed with his son.
He's obsessed with his son. He's always he posted about Tangled. He said, "Proud of my boy, love my son."
His most recent post is about Tangled because he's obsessed with his son. So then I'm reading more on, you know, Cameron Manheim's parenthood journey, and it seems like that she and this guy Jeffrey Brezovar were just like old best fucking friends.
Yeah.
And when she was like, "I want to be a mom," he was like, "You can have my sperm," and she said, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah,
and
she
did
said,
IVF.
"You're a fucking hot model.
You're hot as shit. You're my friend." Amazing. And in the most recent post on his Instagram, it was like 10 hours ago, where he's like, "I'm so proud of my son for being in the Tangled live action movie." The top comments are, Myha'la Manheim, the son, I love you. Second comment, Cheyenne Jackson, which gives you a little something you need to know about Jeffrey Brezovar. It's perfect casting. And third is Cameron Manheim, like father, like son. Handsome, charming, and kind.
Just like Finn Rider, who is the like cartoon
it's the
character that he's playing. I love this. Character. I just think this is lovely, wonderful, perfect. I think it's great. I'm like, okay, cool. Love this kid. Rooting for this kid, this Nepo baby ass child. I love it so much. Great. And it would be a great breakout role for him too, which is cool. Because it's like, zombies ain't gonna do it, mama.
It would. And you know he's gonna bring Cameron to the red carpet.
You just want Cameron there. Do you think
I just really like her.
Yeah, I know. Who doesn't like her? Who doesn't like her? And now do we have to talk about freaking Tegan? What's her name?
I don't want to talk about Tegan.
Tegan Croft. That's a name.
It's our show, and I don't want to talk about Tegan Croft.
I want to be famous.
Who Weekly is sponsored by Squarespace. Of course it is.
Imagine it not being. We'd be devastated, honestly. It would devastate us and the brand. We need Squarespace.
You know what we can do right now in this Squarespace ad?
What?
We could say that we're going to go on tour later this year. It'll be a while. In the fall.
It might be a little different than what you're used to, but yes, definitely we'll be using our Squarespace to promote a live store scenario.
When we ask you to buy tickets to our tour, which is happening later in 2026, you're going to go to our website. And our website is a Squarespace website. A Squarespace website we've had for years that's easy to update, great analytics, an easy place for you to send comments directly to us. It's the best way to contact us. And anytime we want to add a new thing to our website, Lindsay does it. Let's be honest, Lindsay does it in about 10 seconds?
Let's be honest.
10 seconds?
Yeah, and let me tell you, I mean, don't tell Squarespace, even though this is an ad for them that they're definitely going to hear, but if they drop us, we'll still be using Squarespace.
It's true.
Listen, I'm not holding a grudge like that. I still need Squarespace. I need it to you do all these things with minimal effort, which I love, because they give you cutting-edge tools to create stunning, one-of-a-kind websites, no coding required. They've got a library of award-winning templates. You can get a fully customized site that fits your brand perfectly in just a few clicks, okay?
So if you're ready to get started with Squarespace, head to squarespace.com/who for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code WHO to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Why does every recipe I try need 18 ingredients, including a jar of something paste I'll never use again, but will sit in my fridge for 9 months? I just want dinner in the oven, fast. That's why I love Blue Apron's new one-pan assemble and bake meals. They send you fresh ingredients that are already chopped. All you do is put it all together and bake. That's it. No chopping, no weird leftovers, just delicious, easy-to-make meals. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. TNCs apply.
I want to be famous.
Hi, BLT. Long time. I'm pretty positive both of these people are Who's. And I am from Philadelphia and I'm saying they're Who's, so I feel like they definitely are. But Jill Scott literally moments ago posted on her grid this letter to Tierra Whack about how she thought that this person didn't like her, but then her son was that she thought that Tierra Whack didn't like her because she posted a video making fun of her. And Jill Scott's son was like, no, she's just funny. And so Jill Scott DM'd her and now they're friends. And that's why Tierra Whack is on her upcoming album. And apparently the album is a whole letter to Philadelphia or just generally praise to the people she's collaborated with. Pretty cool, but just very strange to read. I stared at the post for so long being is this drama or is this promotion? I really can't tell. So yeah, Jill Scott and Tierra Whack, both Who's? Yes. I don't think Tierra Whack is level, but nah, I feel like she's around, right? Anyway, haven't called her in a long time. I feel rusty, guys. Anyway, Tin Tipo Lesbian, showing whole. Hope you guys have a beautiful new year. Bye.
So Jill Scott, who has not released an album in 10 years, of Let's Take a Long Walk and Living My Life Like It's Golden fame, and also acting.
Did we do a Jill Scott Who Were Them that was extended
Yes.
one time? Okay.
Jill Scott, true multi-hyphenate. What was her HBO show that was so good and short? The #1 Ladies Detective Agency. This is just a very multi-talented person. And also kind of someone that everyone likes. You don't want to be condescending and call her a Grammys or Starbucks artist. Back in the day when Starbucks used to sell CDs at the front.
It's easy listening, though, in its purest sense, is what you're trying to say. It's the genre of music they call easy listening because it is.
Well, it's easy listening, but I don't want to say anything that almost undervalues the extent to which she kind of popularized an entire genre of neo-soul, right? Neo-soul existed before her, but she made it a monocultural sort of thing with that first album.
So she has a new album coming out in February. It's called To Whom This May Concern.
To Whom This May Concern.
It concerns me, I'll tell you that.
She played a clip of it on some podcast or radio show, and I was listening to it, and it sounds incredible. It sounds incredible. In advance of the album, which has a lot of features, there's so many featured artists on it, right? So if you go to her Instagram, the grid is she has this very consistent sort of design thing where it's a headshot of a person who is featured on her new album. And when you click on it, it's always a carousel. So it's the headshot saying who the feature is, and then a quick little written by Jill Scott, loving tribute in copy to this person.
Yeah.
One of the people that she's tributing on her Instagram is Tierra Whack, the Philadelphia rapper who is honestly a featured artist on basically every single person's album that's ever released an album in the past 5 years, right? She's featured on the Beyonce Lion King album. She's featured on Melanie Martinez albums.
She's also an actor, but she's also kind of a cool girl. She always reminds me of Tyler, the creator, in terms of kind of being a multi-hyphenate, really cool artist or whatever, you know?
Yes. So this is important. When Jill Scott is promoting Tierra Whack's appearance on her album, first frame of the carousel. Most of them are 2 frames. It's the headshot and then a second frame of Jill Scott waxing poetic about her good friend who's on the album. Tierra's is 3. Slide 1. Tierra, headshot, smiling. Next page. Jill writes, Tierra Whack is the shit, but I didn't think she liked me too much because of a video she made mocking me. I told Jet. He was like, nah, she's just funny. So I DM'd her, we hit it off. Born comedian, cool and easy, tight-ass MC. Thank you for foxing with your girl. You did that. And I'm like, wait, what video did Tierra Whack make that was making fun of Jill Scott? And I had seen it before. It's this.
She's like lip syncing to a Jill Scott video and doing a perfect lip sync, but it's like Jill Scott be like, but then it's like Tierra Whack's voice.
Jill Scott be like.
I'm taking my freedom, putting it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck.
If you've seen the video for Golden, you can imagine Jill Scott singing, but it's Tierra Whack's voice over it.
Doing a Jill Scott impression. Jill Scott's in the comments too. Like
Well, that's why she was like, I want someone representative of North Philadelphia on this album. Who is the best person for that? Tierra Whack. But she obviously had the thought, wait, I think that woman doesn't like me because she made fun of me on TikTok a few months ago. Maybe it was like 2 years ago. And so she reached out anyway and was like, are we cool? And Tierra Whack was like, of course we're cool. Like, I just made a funny joke on social media. But I think it's hilarious that Jill actually put the video in the carousel.
No, it's hilarious. Wait, play it again. I want to laugh again.
Jill Scott be like.
I'm taking my freedom, putting it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my car. Wherever I choose to go, it won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden.
I mean, Jill Scott's iconic. That's what this is about, too. I just feel like if you're growing up, like, this is what your parents were listening to and you were kind of, like, obsessed with it, but also kind of hated it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. Like, the way that I probably feel about, like, Annie Lennox, kind of. Like, because my mom was always blasting Annie Lennox. And so I felt like, I love this, but it's so lame.
And then when you got in your late 30s, you were like, wait a minute. Yeah, Jill Scott is the shit.
Literally. No, truly. Or like Annie Lennox is my life. You know, like that's it. And I just think that that's kind of like the genre. And we've done a Jill Scott segment and I think we came to a very similar conclusion.
No, I think Jill Scott is a them. I just think the Tierra Whack part is the
It's
who
very
part.
funny.
Hello. My partner loves the show. She's big time, long time. Anyway, I'm a straight man, but I have to ask, do gay people know who Tom Waits is? Because on the last Trixie and Katya watch, a Tom Waits song comes on and they're like, who is this? So I'm just wondering if gay people know who Tom Waits is.
It's Randy Newman.
All right, crunch. Is it Randy Newman? Right.
Okay, this is a great, like, ostensibly maybe straight guy watching Trixie Katya and being like, do gay people know who Tom Waits is? There's a lot going on here is what I'm saying. I like it. A lot of questions being asked.
There is a certain category of gay person who knows who Tom Waits is, and it is, and if I'm speaking of myself,
it's whoever listened to the Scarlett Johansson cover album.
Whoever listened to the Scarlett Johansson cover of Tom Waits song.
And otherwise I would say no.
Scarlett Johansson be like, my head is spinning round. I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but when I heard this album, I was like, "Oh, I love this."
Oh, I
and
believe
then I
it.
instantly listened.
Did you think
to Tom
it was
Waits.
her original music?
No, I knew it was Tom Waits.
Oh, okay.
That was all. It was much publicized. Like,
then you listened to Tom Waits and you said, "Hate this,"
and I was like, "Well, I'm definitely gonna love his ass." And then I turned on one of his albums, and I was like, "Never mind, I'm good."
Listen, this is why Bob Dylan covers often work so well. Sometimes you just don't want to hear Bob Dylan singing. Sometimes you love the song and you just don't want to hear that man's voice. Like, that's fine.
That's okay.
It's gay rights to prefer Scarlett Johansson's covers of Tom Waits over Tom Waits, and that's why gay people don't know who Tom Waits is. Thoughts?
Oh, I think that's absolutely gay rights. Similar to it's very gay rights to prefer the Fiona Apple cover of Across the Universe to the Beatles version.
Listen, that's just rights.
That's simply rights.
Simply it's rights. Okay, one more.
Does Cillian Murphy know who Bewitched are?
Yes, he's Irish. That's the answer.
Yeah. I think they're all very proud of their big exports.
All of Ireland knows what the biggest Irish songs are and the biggest Irish artists. No, I know this for a fact. If you are Irish, you know who from your country has exported the most popular culture. And one of them was the band Bewitched.
And even if you don't love him, you're kind of proud of him.
No, but you know, and you're proud and you're aware. And you're going to say, oh, they're Irish. Irish person, Irish thing.
Irish pride.
Just saying. I just know this to be true. Just like if somebody's from Newton, Massachusetts, I'm going to say they're from Newton, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Ireland's small. It's a small country, a proud, small country.
Mm-hmm.
They're proud of their hometown heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of them, too. I'm so proud of them.
Shout out to Bewitched. Adele and Lindsay and Sinead. Do you know there's a Lindsay in Bewitched? That's awesome. Is Lindsay Irish? Is Lindsay an Irish name?
That's not a question for me. She's not spelled like you.
No, she's not. And she's Greek-Irish. Okay, interesting. I got to dig into this.
There's an Adele, but with an E.
No, we're focused on Lindsay. It's spelled wrong. Yeah. She's born to a Greek father and Irish mother. But is Lindsay an Irish name? I'm loving that, if that's true.
I'm loving that. Let's end this episode. Thank you for listening to another episode of Who Weekly. Call in at 619-WHO-THEM to leave questions, comments, and concerns for our Friday show, the one you're listening to now. Support us on patreon.com/Who Weekly for bonus episodes, a Discord server, commentary tracks, and more. You can also get the audio only on Apple Podcasts. We'll obviously be talking about The Traitors. Thank you to Katie and Eric of The Who's for providing our reading theme song on Tuesdays. Thank you to Timmy, our research and editorial assistant, for researching and editorializing. We'll see you on Sunday if you're a subscriber, and Tuesday if you're not. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Real.
Hey.
Real. Come on.
Hey.
What do you do when you stand on the box?
Hey, Lindsay, Bobby. I'm sure you've heard this before, or maybe I'm the only one, but it drives me crazy when you guys call Timothy Chalamet Timmy, because you have a Timmy, and Timmy's not doing all these things. That's it. Crunch, crunch.
Hi, I just gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Willa. And yeah, I did name her after Willa Ford after having heard the song I Want to Be Bad. I love being a hooligan. All right, me and labor. Crunch, crunch.
I am dying because the Natalie Portman thing with the sisters is so funny, but I just saw your Instagram and you posted the actual, cover that they had. And I was expecting something that's a sexy, at least a little bit sexy. And it's just a headshot of Natalie Portman. There's not 1 ounce of sex in that. Delightful. People are so funny. Thank you. Crunch, crunch.
Hi, Lindsay, Bobby, Timmy. I just needed to call in. This is a little delayed, but when I heard you guys talking about Hilary Swank last week, I needed to call in because I have a coworker who has been vindicated. I have a coworker I'm very close with who for years has been insisting, she grew up in Bellingham, Washington, and she has been insisting for years that her high school bully was none other than Academy Award winner Hilary Swank. And we would all sort of listen to her stories, and we would laugh, and we would be like, but Hilary Swank, she's so classy, she's so non-controversial. And then, lo and behold, Hilary Swank, airport bitch. So I feel like my coworker is vindicated. She has, in fact, been shouted at by Hilary Swank, and I needed to let you know that. Thank you. Happy holidays. Crunch, crunch.
Hi, Lindsay, Bobby, Timmy. I have some pretty devastating news from one 30-something to another. I graduated high school in 2011, just to give you a time frame. I was at the bar last night with my boyfriend. We're playing foosball. There's some people, probably 21, 22 years old, at the pool table behind us. Mid-foosball game, the song Bedrock is playing in the bar, okay? This 21-year-old says very seriously to his friend, have you heard of Lil Wayne? And his friend said, yeah, I think so. So my jaw hit the floor. My stomach did flips. I cannot believe that the young folk are out here hooing Lil Wayne. That's a real blow. That makes me feel old, and I think that we need to open the schools. Crunch, crunch, bye.
10-year, big year, pants. Okay.